See, there are lot many coaching institutions here and there, but the beauty in Pranay Agrawal sir's class is that the batch size is very limited, and personal mentoring, and one to one self correction. Sir will correct your papers. Unlike another institute, some other people will correct. That sir will give some other feedback. Here, sir only correct your papers. He only give feedback. So try to utilize the classes as well as personal mentoring of Pranay Agrawal sir. You will get, I'm sure about his classes. Definitely, it will going to help you to get good rank and good services even though. Yes, I will strongly recommend who are having a science background like me to take sociology optional in IAS Gurukul. Good morning friends, this is Raghavendra Gundala, got All India rank 180 in Civil Service Examination 2018. Today I am with Pranay Agrawal sir in IAS Gurukul. Thank you sir, and I want to share some of the insights which I got in last my few years, and I take this opportunity to to thank Pranay Agrawal sir for helping me. He is a person who personally mentored me, and he did not hesitate me to help me at my last few days of my journey. Thank you, Pranay Agrawal sir. Fortunately, I met sir, Pranay Agrawal sir. He is the person who helped me, especially my socio section, society part. He did not even hesitate to pick my calls, even when I did not pick his calls, but he did not bother about, he did not hesitate to call me again. So mentors like Pranay Agrawal sir will help you.
Sociology as optional. Is it a good optional?
Being associated with the sociology for last 5 years, I will say with courage of conviction, sociology is a very good optional. If you see my scores also, it consistently improving a lot from 275 to 309, now 318. The best thing about sociology is the subject is of course very interesting. It will also help you in your general studies, in your essay and interview too. Unfortunately, we have Pranay Agrawal sir, best faculty in across the country, will guide you, and fortunately in institute like IAS Gurukul, the batch is very limited. So Pranay Agrawal sir will take personal mentoring. The teachers like Pranay Agrawal sir will help you a lot in here institutes like institutes like IAS Gurukul. And sociology, the good thing about sociology is the paper one part of sociological thought, it is static. Unlike other optional, you need to be dynamic, but especially paper two, you need to be little dynamic. Remaining thing is almost static. And books list also not huge, unlike other optional. You should read basic IGNOU books or Pranay Agrawal sir's notes and other material which is available. Preparation strategy for sociology is, of course, there are two papers in sociology. Paper one about sociological thought and stratification and other topics. Paper two is about application of paper one, that is Introduction to Indian Society. My dear friends, don't distinguish whether it is paper one or paper two. UPSC is also asking paper two questions in paper one questions in paper two. For example, in 2017, there was question on kinship system in India. They have asked in paper 2, paper 1, even paper 2 also. Same question was repeated. It means that examiners are not differentiating it is a paper 1 question or paper 2 question. Then why should you differentiate it? Then number 2, use current examples in sociology. Don't vomit too much of content in sociology, please. Yes, who is prepared decently for 1 or 2 years, they have sufficient content for socio. Add some innovations in socio answer writing. Use diagrams. For example, last year there was question on cultural lag. Everyone knows Mr. Ogman given this concept. There is the lag between materialistic needs and non-materialistic. But try to draw a diagram. Draw one X and Y like a coordinate chart. Draw two arrows and indicate that gap is cultural lag. So use some flow charts and innovations. And as I said earlier, use Prime Minister statements or President statements to make your answer dynamic, little dynamic. And incorporate, for example, one more question I'm recalling last year. There was one question on effects of globalization on middle class, on their lifestyle and life chances. They have asked this question in paper 2 of sociology. That question, you have that opportunity now. You should link that question with paper 1. I have started that question with the middle class concept is original to Max Weber. He has given the ideas of lifestyle and life chances. That's how you have to interlink with paper 1. And some questions like Sanskritization, you link with the reference group theory of R.K. Martin. Like that, you should link with paper 1 and paper 2, so that examiner feel that he is not only vomiting the content, he is internalizing the subject first. Number 2, he has interest in the subject. Then only will get 300 plus marks. Believe me, if you don't get 280 plus at least in optional, your chances are as at least as possible. Please make sure that your optional as strong as possible.
How to write marks fetching answers in sociology?
Yeah. Marks fetching, yes, I already told that 300 plus is minimum have to get in sociology to get decent rank and decent service also. First, number 1, answer writing practice is very, very important. Pranay Agarwal sir, he himself evaluating the papers. So that rather than corrected by your copies by your seniors who has written 1 times mains or 2 times mains, the faculty here himself correcting the papers, so that he will give qualitative insights on your answers. So answer writing practice is number 1 in sociology. Number 2, don't distinguish between paper 1 and paper 2. Incorporate both paper 2 thinkers in paper 1, paper 1 thinkers in paper 2. Not blindly, but think consciously. So before exam, which thinkers have to link paper 2, paper 1. Then have some examples, current examples, especially current examples. Take Sabarimala issue or Me Too movement or any other examples in your answers. Then draw some little diagrams in your answers. Fourth, make your own notes. Just take sir's notes, Pranay Agrawal sir's notes, but make notes out of that notes, so that it will be helpful at last minute revision. If you see the timetable of this year mains also, you don't get gap of 1 or 2 days for your preparation. Maximum you will get 1 day after your general studies paper. So note making is very, very important in sociology. Follow these mantras, definitely you will get 300 plus. Socially, there are so many resources. Pranay Agrawal sir's notes is also one good read. The second one is IGNO books. Then Harlamb's book is also, that yellow book is very, very important. Then current affairs, incorporate current affairs. Don't bother about too much content. Content is, I think, only 55 to 60%. Remaining 40% is your innovations. Using current examples, diagrams, linking paper 2 and paper 1. So because so many freshers also getting 290 plus or 300 plus, but seniors are not getting 280 plus at least. It means they're more worried about the content rather than presenting your answer in a better format with limited content. So please focus on it.
What was your GS preparation strategy?
GS preparation strategy is, if you see my marks in GS mains from 2014 to 2018, before that I have given 5 mains and 3 interviews. From 2014 I got 670 marks in my mains. Now 2018 I got 861 marks in my mains. It means there is consistent improvement in GS mains marks. In GS mains, and of course mains is heart of this exam. In each paper of GS mains, it has its own strategy. Let it be ethics, integrity, aptitude, or polity and governance, or geography, history. You have to carve out your own strategy for GS mains. And if you see 2018 paper, one thing is clear that they are asking interdisciplinary in nature. They will ask IRNSS in paper 1, rather they are asking in GS paper 3 science and technology section. And in paper 2 they are asking paper 4 questions. It means they are not distinguishing each paper, GS paper 1, paper 2. So your preparation should be like that. You should not able to means blindly don't distinguish this is paper 1 question, paper 2 or paper 3, 4 questions. And one more thing in GS main strategy is that draw diagrams, flow charts, so that examiner will not feel boredom. He has to feel fresh to look your answers. And make your answers so simple. so that examiners should not take pain to read your answers. And one more thing in GS, especially ethics part of GS mains is so many aspirants have the view that in GS paper 4 especially, it is about ethics paper, we should back it with some laws and other things. No, it is not that. Human behavior is important aspect in ethics paper. They're checking your administrative capacities or constitutional expertise in paper 2. And in paper 3, especially in GS paper 3 section, we should follow economic survey of last 3 to 4 years and list out important areas which they have not asked. And on top of that, in GS preparation, please go through last 3 to 4 years of GS mains question papers. It will give sufficient guidance and direction where you have to go in GS preparation. And answer writing is very, very important in GS main strategy. And prepare your own notes for GS. If you see the schedule of 2019 or 2018 of mains exam, you don't get time to revise in last minute. For that, you need to prepare notes beforehand. And in GS, one more thing I want to make it clear that please read newspaper. Don't hovering around any current affairs magazine and other things. Please read any good national newspaper, whether it is Hindu or Indian Express. Try to make your own notes. I think it is sufficient. And UPSC also having habit of asking 1 year before current affairs. They're more focusing on contemporary issues. Please go through at least 1 or 2 years before issues, so that your examination preparation will be smooth. Thank you.
How to clear prelims? Please share some tips.
Prelims, I cleared prelims 5 times. Even I have given some strategic talks also on prelims. Prelims, best strategy to clear prelims is please go through UPSC papers first. In market, there are 40 years of question papers are available in the market. UPSC papers from 1979 to recent 2019 exam also. By solving UPSC papers, you will get to know where UPSC is concentrating, number 1. Number 2, if you don't know any unknown territory, how to solve it. See, you are a first timer or second timer or third timer. No one knows more than 40 questions accurately and confidently in examination hall. Remaining 60 questions or 50 questions, whatever the questions you are going to attempt, it is about management of time in management of your exam in preliminary stage. First, go through your previous year papers of UPSC. You will get an fair idea. Then your basics, NCRTs and polity, economy books has to be read strongly, has to be read correctly. Then thirdly is practice more number of question papers. And one more thing I want to highlight here is the strategy between the statistical difference between prelims and mains is, mains you need to have in-depth understanding. Prelims you need to have peripheral understanding for multiple topics. Have wide reading for prelims and have in-depth reading for mains. And one more thing in preliminary examination is try to see UPSC papers of that year. Means, for example, you are going to write in 2020. Before 2020, May 31st, 2020, your next preliminary examination. In that year, UPSC will also conduct some of the exams like CDS, NDA and other exams. Please go through that question also. By going through that questions, you will get fair idea where UPSC on that year is focusing on it. Because ultimately the big bang is same for UPSC. The difficulty level will change from one exam to another exam. My suggestion is that please go through UPSC papers and practice more number of questions, and your basics has to be very, very strong.
What to do answer writing in GS mains?
Yeah. Answer writing, already spoken about answer writing. Practice at least 1 or 2 questions daily basis. To make your answers fresh and other things, use Prime Minister's statements. Follow Prime Minister's Twitter handle or President of India Twitter handle. If you incorporate their statements in your answer, you will get authority. And examiner will also appreciate your answers. And intro and conclusion is very, very important in your GS answers. Even some people are bothering about how to go about critically analyze, discuss, elucidate. Yes, understanding the difference is important, but on top of that, your answer should contain the context of the question, why this question has been asked, number 1. Number 2, the critical perspective, the positives of that, negatives of that, go other side of the coin. If they are, don't concur the statement blindly. You should see the other side of the statement also. Then give a balanced judgment with best practices. You will get best practices in Niti Aayog or Government of India website. And way forward also must. Prime Minister statement. Let me give an example here. They have asked one topic on Right to Information Act in 2018. In that, I have incorporated deliberately Prime Minister Modi's statement. Prime Minister Modi on 10th anniversary of Right to Information Act, he spoke categorically that it is not only, you should not only seek information, but you should also question the information. This is a statement, quote unquote. By using these statements, examiner will definitely will appreciate. On top of that, you should also follow RSTV debates, discussions also, and also follow their comments also. Last year I remember there was debate on environment versus development in Delhi. There are so many trees they are going to cut in Delhi. In that comment section, somebody wrote, environment is like a mother, development is like a father, we need both a mother and father. It's how beautifully he has articulated the entire debate on it. So you just borrow from others' ideas. Of course, it's a plagiarism, but you need to crack this exam with beautiful, good statements and other things. And try to put one register. Use jot down examples from newspaper. Use same examples for paper 1, paper 2, paper 3, paper 4, because you don't know, same examiner will correct your papers for all the papers. Try to utilize resources optimally. Don't go for, I have to gather separately for paper 1 examples, paper 2, paper 3, paper 4. It is not like that. Use your limited examples for GS, essay and your optional 2, especially sociology, paper 2 also. My dear friends, my suggestion is read in-depth understanding for mains and utilize your resources optimally. Thank you.
How to select a topic for an essay and how to structure an essay?
Correct. Selecting a topic for essay is very, very important. Ultimately, the content play very important. If you don't know content for a particular topic, you cannot write 1,000 words for an essay. See, selecting a topic for essay, one, you should have content or not. The content plays important role. Second, you should have current examples or not. The third, whether your essay is related to your optional or not. Then how to structure an essay. Structuring an essay, in every essay, intro and conclusion are the heart of any essay. Body everyone will write. By introduction itself, it will going to indicate that how you are going to narrate this essay. Your intro should be very catchy, and also it is apt to that essay also. In conclusion, your conclusion should be visionary, so that examiner will feel that he is not pessimistic. Let me take an example of 2018 question paper. In 2018, there was an essay about customary morality cannot be guide to modern values, modernity. This essay is asking that customary morality cannot guide to modern values or modernity. I have started this essay with the two important verdicts which was given last year. One is Shabarimala verdict, where women entry into temple allowed. Second, section 377 has been decriminalized. By these two important verdicts, it is indicating that customary morality is not guiding modern values. And in the next subsequent paragraph, I wrote like this. In this essay, I am going to narrate about what is customary morality, why customary morality cannot be guide to modern values. Then, is modernity is a panacea? Is modernity is a panacea? If you go to modernity is also having evils. Then what is happiness society? Happy society. With this paragraph, examiner will have fair idea about what is going to narrate in subsequent paragraphs. Then the subsequent paragraph you can write with one heading, what is customary morality, then pose a questions, what is customary morality, then write it. Then what are the actions taken by government to reduce customary morality, like this. Then don't concur the statement entirety. So then also pose the question, is modernity is a panacea? No, modernity is also not a panacea. Modernity is also have its own evils, like consumerism, individualism and other things. Then what is happiness society? Happiness society is taking both positive values of both. both the traditional values, customary morality as well as modern values. Then only happy in society will be possible. So structuring of essay, in that essay, your intro and conclusion. Intro can start with a number of ways. Some people will start with an anecdote, some people will start with a report, some people will start with breakthrough examples. It should be catchy, it should be apt also. Then you should write with subheading, so that examiner will task will be easier, so that he will glance through your paper very very fastly, and if you write good conclusion with catchy conclusion, he will appreciate your essay. And remember, essay will play very very important role in your success. Whether at least for getting interview call, essay will play important role. If you don't get at least 120 plus in essay, your chances will be as low as possible. Thank you.
How to handle an interview?
Handling interview, myself is given 3 interviews. For interview, your DAF is very very important. Your DAF is, of course, a detailed application form is heart of your interview. Try to be honest. Whatever you mention in the DA form, it should be very honest. Don't some seniors will tell that so put some hobbies, you can master it. It is not true at all. You will definitely catch it in interview itself. Please be honest. Even UPSC your interview members also will appreciate your honesty. If you don't have any hobby, don't keep it. They will also understand. Don't keep even fake medals or fake experiences. They will easily catch you, my dear. So don't play smart with the UPSC members. Number 1. Number 2, post your mains. Take at least 10 days gap and start your interview preparation as soon as possible. And your communication skills also matters. Form little groups having a similar optional or state. Then try to brainstorm on those topics.